morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another show. Welcome to TTR International, True Temps International, the Family Health Show Season 2, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, Know Your Body. Good to have everyone on. We have our YouTube viewers streaming in currently. Today we'll be joined by Kirlew, my co-host. My name is Brent Hart. Kirlew is coming out from the United Kingdom, and I'm here in sunny South Africa, as you can see. How are you today, Kirlew?
I am very well, Brent. Very well. Looking
Good.
forward to this afternoon.
Good. So today we have got a very interesting show to you, brought to you by Susanne Kirlew from North London, or otherwise known as Kirlew Sue. How are you today, Susanne?
I'm very well, thank you. Very pleased to be here.
Good. So you've got something in store for us today, I believe?
I do, yes, definitely.
Good. Now we're looking forward to your vegan festive dinner recipe, right?
Yes, correct.
Good. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be good to find out what you've got in store for us, especially this time of the year. I think it's coming a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, last week we had Alvin McQueen on from Palm Springs Cookery School, Golden Palms, and he was covering the Mediterranean salad jars and the winter healthy treats. He was covering the zucchini pastas and the Mediterranean salads. So we really enjoyed last week's show. What we'll do is at the end of this week's show, we'll have a chance to find out more about what Susanne is going to be having in store for us. So at the end of the show, Susanne, you're going to be offering us a challenge.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, we look forward to that. So yeah. Show, yeah. Yes. So this will be our last show for 2021. So we'd just like to thank all our viewers for the support that you've given us during the last year. And just please remember that we'll be off for 2 weeks, and then we'll be back with you on the 8th of January in 2022. So today, Susanne will be covering her recipes, and you can have a look at her link, www.kirlew.co.uk/recipes/vegan-Christmas-dinner-and-recipe. So you can go on there to view in more detail what Susanne will be bringing us. Okay. So, Kirlew, can we cover the disclaimer for now, please?
Yes, that's fine, Brent. Thank you. It's so our TTI disclaimer: only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed at the TTI Zoom talk show is for educational and informational purposes only. Please continue to seek professional medical advice from your general practitioner regarding any illness or disease you may be suffering from.
Thanks, Kirlew. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So I think what we're going to cover before we hand over to Kirlew Sue, we're just going to cover a few of our promotionals. So firstly, we've got our Telegram groups, where we have our spiritual group. that you can join. So there we have our link for our spiritual group. Our spiritual group, what we cover there is we have a prayer session, we have devotionals, and then also words of encouragement that we will be covering on our spiritual health groups. Then we also have two other groups, which is our men's wellness group and our women's wellness group. Over there, we cover health topics. We offer support for our viewers. So please feel free to go on and join those groups. And then we also offer a Ancient Oils Part 2 that's coming up on the 23rd of December. Previously, we covered 5 ancient oils out of the Bible that we covered the week before last. And on the 23rd of December, we're going to be covering 7 more ancient oils directly out of the Bible. So please feel free to come along and log into that. You'll notice that there's no password for that session. So just please log in straight with that Zoom ID, and you're all welcome to come and have a look at that. Then we've also got our 10-day detox program that we are running from the 19th to the 18th of January. Then what we'll be covering over there is cleansing your colon. There'll be weight loss benefits from that, detoxing your liver. It'll offer aiding in your digestive system, and that will be
okay, it looks like Brent has frozen. So what Brent was saying was that there's a 10-day detox program in January, the 9th to the 18th with Louise Reed. And this helps, when it comes to detox, it helps to cleanse your colon, it helps you to lose weight, it helps you to detox your liver, it helps you to aid the digestive system, and many more benefits as well. So please contact Louise Reed. Her telephone number is below. Please contact her if you'd like to take part or to even join. Yes, Brent has come off. So I'm going to go by memory regarding the rest of the promo slides. And then what I'll do, I'm going to hand it straight over to Susanne. On the 2nd of January, and we will have around 3, oh, Brent's back. Brent, I think we can't hear you though. I'm not sure if you're on mute or.
Yeah, sorry guys, I dropped out on signal, so I just moved my phone. I'm actually tethering into my phone, so I've moved it to another part of the house.
Okay.
Dropped away there, sorry.
That's okay.
So
I just got one Brent for you. Okay. I was trying to go by memory. So yes, you can carry on.
Yes, so as mentioned, that 10-day detox program from the 9th to the 18th of January, please come along to that. And you'll be able to check that out. We'll be posting that on our groups. So just have, go onto the groups and have a look at that. Then no jab, no job, which is a very interesting topic at the moment. 3 weeks ago, we covered no jab, no job, what now? Now what? So yes, this is a follow-up from that, where it'll be a part 2 live conference where in breakout rooms will be discussed how to equip yourself for such a time as this. The conference is aimed at SDAs affected by the mandate that the health and social care workers in England will have to be vaccinated by the 1st of April 2020. So yes, please come along on Sunday, the 2nd of January, between 3 and 5 GMT time, where we'll be covering update and encouragement, financial know-how and security, from hobby to business, creating a cooperative, and then mission in the cities. For further information on that, you can go onto the YouTube channel with Health Reformers UK, or you can go onto their website, www.ahreformers or ahreformers.com. So yes, please go on there and have a look at that for additional information. Then if you want to just go over the oils, the olive oil there, Charlene.
Okay, so this is olive oil from Pastor Sam Davis's farm, Onachenta farm in Spain, and this is available. I have made contact with some individuals who would like to purchase the oils. Unfortunately, I was unable to mail them out as yet because I was struggling with packaging, but I should be sorted now for Monday to post those out to those individuals. But if you would like to order, please contact me as soon as possible for when I do the posting on Monday.
Okay, brilliant. Excellent. And then just like to thank everyone for their support thus far, where you've supported TTR with financial methods and just your support being on the show and what have you. It's very good just to have our viewers on every week. But there are our banking details. So if anyone would like to donate towards the ministry, then please feel free to do so. With whatever means possible to further the work. So without further ado, we're going to be handing over to our presenter today, Susanne, or otherwise known as Kirlew Sue. So Kirlew, we're going to hand over to you, and you can. The floor is yours.
Hello. Yes, my name is Kirlew Sue, and I'm just going to share my screen. Right, so I'm just going to first of all tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm a vegan cook, I'm a TV presenter, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm on YouTube, Kirlew Sue's Kitchen. I'm an author, so I have my own vegan cookbook for kids and parents, and I'm also a food writer. One of the things that I'm known for within the Seventh-day Adventist Church is doing some cooking shows on 3ABN television in America. I'm from London, England. I live in London, England, so I usually fly to the US to record those shows and then come back. So throughout this presentation, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or if you want to wait until the end to ask the questions, I'm perfectly fine with that. Some of you may be cooking along. I think most of you are mainly watching. So the recipe is on the link that we were given before. Today is really great because we're very close to Christmas Day, and whether you celebrate Christmas or not, most people are having some kind of festive meal. And for us who are vegan or trying to be plant-based, it can be a challenge. And sometimes if you have family members who are meat eaters, they're sometimes concerned about what can they make for you, or you might be thinking, right, I'm going to be plant-based for Christmas this year, what can I make? This is a really great dish. It's really easy to make, it's tasty, and you can make it your own, but I also try to make it more restaurant style so it looks like a celebratory meal. So to begin with, we're going to make the meatball section of the dish. So if I can just get my second device to be spotlighted, please. Okay, while we're waiting for that, we're going to have, I'm going to be giving away 3 prizes today. So for the first prize, if you put in the chat how far you're zooming away from. So I'm going to give a prize to the person who's coming the furthest virtually. So put in the chat, where are you zooming in from virtually? And I will give away a prize at the end for that. Okay, so if my second device, we could spotlight that, please, so the viewers can see my workbench.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
I'm just trying to think how to. I'm just it's underneath Susan, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm just thinking which one is it to. I think I've done it. Have I done it? Let's see.
Hi, Susan. Is your camera on for your second device?
It is, yes.
Unless I've got the wrong.
Oh, hold on. Yes, the camera's on now.
Found you. There we go. Is that okay? Can everyone see? Can you see the second device, Janine?
I can see the second device, but I think Susanne might need to remove her screen share for the moment.
Okay. There we
Oh, we've
go.
got people coming in from all over the place. I've seen Florida, USA, I've seen UK, I've seen all different places. It's great. South Africa, all sorts of places. So can everybody see my workbench?
You can just see your plate and then obviously the fork.
Yes, that's the correct one. So everybody can see that. So in my bowl here, I have some cannellini beans, which are already cooked. So cannellini is spelled this way, Cannellini. They may be called something different in different countries. So make a note of the spelling and have a Google search to find out if it's called something else in your country. They may be called something different. If you haven't got cannellini beans, any kind of white bean will work quite well. So you can use butter beans or any other white bean is fine. So they have to be already cooked. So I've got some in here already. And what we're going to do is just to take a fork and crush them. So I left some of them so you can see what this one looks like. So you see it's kind of like a skinny butter bean that's been to the gym. That's what it kind of looks like. So yeah, so slim kind of looking butter beans. So you just give them a crush like this. Because basically we want it to be almost like mashed potato. So as you can see there, it's coming up almost like mashed potato, because that's going to be the basis of our dish that will stick the meatballs together as well. So again, we'll give it a good mash like that. All right, and that's ready. So I'm going to now switch on the oven. Because these meatballs, we're going to make them lightly fry them. They're not going to be deep fried, just shallow fry them slightly, just to crisp up the outside, and then we'll finish them off in the oven. Right, so our oven is ready and waiting. So to this mixture in the bowl, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of plain flour. We're going to also add our garlic, 1 clove of garlic, half a small onion, and a thumb-sized piece of ginger, which I've already got here chopped, finely chopped, some mixed herbs, and some seasonal as well. So give that a good stir together, the meatball mixture. Now, you may look at the recipe and think, actually, I don't use that ingredient. I usually use that instead. You can make it your own. So this is to give you a kind of a good kickstart. So if you have some favorite seasoning you'd like to add instead, or if there's a particular ingredient that you don't usually use and you want to swap it out, feel free to do so. So there we go. So now you can see it's coming together. So move it here so you can see it on the workbench. Excellent. All right, so all that's left to do now is to take some spoonfuls of them and put them into a pan. So in our pan, so I'll just show you, I've got like a pan like this, I've got on the stove, and just move you along so you can see what I'm doing on my workbench. go. Power of technology, see what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to just put a little bit of coconut oil into the pan. You can use olive oil instead if you want, or whichever oil is your preference. So you just need about a tablespoonful, that's more than enough. And you're going to heat that in the pan. And once that's heated, we're going to put in some tablespoonfuls, 1 tablespoonful at a time to form the meatballs, the vegan meatballs, that is. So yeah, so that's melted now. So let this heat for about 30 seconds. So it's a bit on the water, so it starts to warm. All right. And then we just take tablespoonsful to show you. So a tablespoonful like that. Roll it like that and pop it in the pan. And then you keep going until you've used up all of the mixture. If you want the mixture to look a bit browner, you can use a little bit of low salt soy sauce or some amino acids or coconut amino, whichever you prefer, it's fine. You can do that, but to be honest, it's going to go quite brownish anyway, but some people prefer it to be a darker color, which is fine, no problem. Put those in here. These cook quite quickly because we're not cooking them completely in the frying pan. We're just kind of coating the outside, and then we're going to do them in the oven. Now, I tried doing these in the oven without frying them. It does not work, just so you know, because for some reason it just dries out the whole thing when you do it that way. Because I prefer to kind of keep frying to a minimum, but if I'm just lightly frying it, I'm okay with that. So there we go, and we've used up all of the mixture almost. Just move those along so we've got space for all of them. One more. There you go. And that's it. We've used up all the mixture. Let me just put this in the sink and wash my hands. There we go. So you want to just keep checking them. So once they're brown on one side, then you're going to flip them over. See, they're starting to brown there, but not brown enough yet. Just a little bit, about 30 seconds more, and then it will be ready. So again, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'm happy to take some questions. I've been a vegan, by the way, for 9 years, and I became a vegetarian when I was 18. And at the time when I became a vegetarian, it was kind of not super popular. It was still kind of a bit of a weird thing to do at the time. So I became a vegan 9 years ago. Last month, it's my 9 years I've been a vegan. And it's been quite good. You know, you have your ups and downs, but by and large, it's been good. It's about being creative a lot of the time and not just relying on the same old. And yeah, it's been good. Yeah. So as you can see, they're starting to brown. So you just flip them over like that. So this is going to serve as the protein part of the dish. One's been a bit rogue. Turn them all over now. They almost look like little dumplings. They're not, but yeah, that's what they need to look like. So when they're like that, we just give them another couple of minutes, and then we're going to put them onto a baking tray. So I have a baking tray here that's got a silicone mat on it, so I don't need to grease it. And it's also much more sustainable when you use a silicone mat instead of keeping on buying the greaseproof paper. So I just got those recently. So I was inspired to be a bit more sustainable. So I just use these silicone mats instead. And they're really good. Saves you on using oil for everything as well. Right, so that's brown on both sides. So just stick that onto your baking tray, ready for baking. So I've heated the oven to 350, 180, or gas mark 4. Any of those, depending on what type of oven you have. All right, here we go. They've got nice and golden brown. There we go, we're almost done with that. Yeah. Any questions? You just check. Okay, so we're from all over the place: USA, Nottingham, Stevenage, UK, California, South Africa. So welcome from wherever you are tuning in from. So according to the people in the chat, the one who seems to be the furthest, I'll have to check. Let me check distance wise. Okay, so this one's done. Okay. So this is a good dish that will work for kids as well. Just make a smaller sized one for them. Or you can make the meatballs a little bit smaller for them. Okay. Turn that off. So there they are, they're on the baking tray. So I'm going to pop that into the oven for about 20 minutes and then they'll be ready. Right. While that's in the oven, we're going to make our gravy. Let me just get the ingredients ready. So we have all our vegetables already chopped up and ready here. I like to be organized. And we have our tomato sauce, water, and our sweet chili sauce. So in terms of the vegetables, we have red, yellow, and green pepper, garlic, onion, fresh thyme, and scallion, or some people call it green onion. So we've got all of those. So we can use the same pan that we just used for the meatballs. And what we're going to do is, these are already chopped up. Put a tiny bit of oil into the pan. Let me turn my camera around so you can see. There we go. Just put a little bit of oil into the pan. Turn the fire back on. And once that's heated, we're going to put our chopped veg into the pan. I'm going to let that cook for about 3 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. So we have tomato in there as well. All these, the full recipe is on my website. The link Brent shared with you a short while ago. So if you click on the link, it has the full recipe with all of the ingredients. Now with the tomatoes, I've used cherry tomatoes here because I just used whichever tomatoes I had in. They don't have to be cherry tomatoes. Any tomato will work perfectly fine. And fresh thyme I've got as well. Looks very colorful. Thank you. Yes, because I know we eat with our eyes and as well as our mouths. So if it looks colorful, and obviously eat a rainbow, so covering all the different colors as well. Do you recommend any particular pan? I would say it's better to have a smaller number of pots and pans that are of a good price than to have loads that are cheap. So for example, this particular pan I bought in a department store near me, and this cost £26 for this pan, which is kind of quite reasonable, and it's got the lids and stuff as well. So I'd say get yourself 1 or 2 really good quality pans that you know are going to last you for quite a long time. Usually they'll say something like lifetime guarantee on them, and they're reasonably weighty when you lift them up. Not too heavy. You don't want to do, you know, weightlifting every time you lift up the pot. But yeah, that's what I would recommend in terms of pots. Obviously, if you can afford it, get Le Creuset, get the Salad Master ones. All of those are really good to get. So buy the best pots you can with the budget that you have. That would be my recommendation. Okay. Okay, thank you for making it. You make this look very easy. I always try to make my recipes as easy to follow using ingredients you can find almost anywhere in the world. I don't like when you get recipes, vegan recipes, and they name an ingredient and you have to Google it and then find out what it's called, and you know, have to order it from some weird place and so forth. So I try to use the fresh fruits and vegetables that we have around us that people are familiar with. So try to make it as easy as possible, because there's a lot of things that we eat every day that are perfectly tasty and easy to find. So yeah, so that's about 3 minutes. Okay, so to that you're going to add 1 cup of water, all-purpose seasoning, mixed herbs, tomato sauce, and sweet chili sauce as well. All right, and then you're going to give that a stir. And then you're going to let that cook down for about 10 minutes. So we're going to pop the lid onto it. So this is going to be your gravy. And in order to make it a smooth gravy, I'm going to put a stick blender in there. So you'll see how I do that afterwards. So this is for 10 minutes. So let me put my timer on for 10 minutes for the gravy. So while we're waiting for our meatballs and our gravy to cook, I'm going to continue with the prizes. So for the person who's come from the furthest,
I've Googled.
Pardon?
Sorry, Suzanne, I've Googled. We've got my phone from California, and I've Googled California. Distance between California and London is 4,386 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Halami from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a distance over there of 8,063 miles.
Wow. Okay.
And then we have Florida. Let's see that. So Florida was 4,386. We had California at 5,318, and then we had South Africa, which was Halumi, at 8,063.
So I think there was somebody from Kingston, Jamaica, I saw as well. I think Kingston is 4,000 something miles. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll look at that. King distance between.
Oh, I've seen in the comment, this looks like something students could rustle up. Oh, absolutely. I always try to make my recipes, make people cooking feel confident about what they're doing. And somebody's put some details about Salad Master. They do really great pots as well. So yeah, somebody's just made a comment about that. So as I say, always think of what's your budget and buy the best pots you can with the budget that you have without stretching yourself.
Yeah, spot on, by the way, there with your guesstimation, 4,679 from
yeah, so
Kingston.
okay. So the winner is Let me just check. This person from South Africa. I want to make sure I get the name. There's two. Which one was first? It was halami. Halami. So the winner of the first prize is halami from South Africa. Is halami, and so please forgive me, I'm not familiar with these pretty names. Is halami a lady or a man? A lady. Hello, a lady. Forgive me, I had to ask. Okay. Well, congratulations, you have won a prize. Okay. So I will speak with Shirlene afterwards. I'm sure Shirlene can get your details, and then we'll organize for you to get a prize sent over to you.
Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is the difference between, oh, what's happening? Hello? Okay, my laptop seems to have frozen. I was going to talk to you about the difference between vegans, vegetarians, and so forth, but I'm not sure what's happened with my laptop. Oh, here we go. Right. So what I find is a lot of people are not sure what the difference is between a vegan and a vegetarian, a pescatarian, a flexitarian. So I'm just going to go through those now with you. So a vegan is somebody who eats no meat, fish, dairy, eggs, or honey. I'll repeat that. A vegan is somebody who eats no meat, no fish, no dairy, no eggs, and no honey. A vegetarian is somebody who eats no meat and no fish. A pescatarian is somebody who eats no meat, but they do eat fish. So if you know your Latin, pesca is fish, so pescatarian. A flexitarian is a meat avoider who will have some vegan options. So they're not committed to a plant-based diet, but they are interested in having plant-based options on a reasonably regular basis. A vegan purist is somebody who has an interest in veganism. And the final one, a vegetarian who eats fish, is confused. Now, this is the main reason why people are confused. There are people who call themselves vegan and vegetarian, and they're not. So there's some people that say, oh, I'm a vegetarian, or my sister's or my cousin's a vegetarian, but she eats fish. They're not. They're confused. So if they eat fish, they cannot call themselves a vegetarian. It's a bit like either you are or you're not. It's a bit like being a little bit pregnant. You can't be half pregnant, either you are or you're not. So it's the same with vegan, vegetarian, and so forth. Either you are vegan or you're not. So if you're one of those people who call yourself vegan or vegetarian and you eat fish or a little bit of meat, can you stop it, please? Because you're not healthy. Okay, thank you. So I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. So again, the main one I wanted to highlight is a vegan is somebody who eats no meat, no fish, no dairy, no eggs, and no honey, because there still seems to be a level of education that's required for people to know a bit more about a plant-based diet. There you go. And the other question I get asked is, what is plant-based? It's a relatively new term, so I don't know if the meaning has been finalized, but I take it to mean vegan, but some people mean they have mainly plants, so we'll see with that one. Okay. All right. So do we have any more questions at the moment?
There is a question, Susan, about what nationality dish you like to cook.
What's your favorite nationality food to cook? Well, my country of origin is Jamaica. My parents are from Jamaica. So I do like to cook a lot of Jamaican inspired dishes. Vegan. There is vegan food has been present in Jamaica for the longest time. because we have a group of people in Jamaica called the Rastafarians, and they have ITIL food. ITIL food is vegan, but it's not just vegan. They don't have any processed food either. So in order for a dish to be authentically ITIL, it has to have no processed food, and it has to be purely plant-based, completely vegan. So I like to cook Jamaican-inspired dishes. Now, when it comes to desserts, I was born and raised in England. I think England is one of the front runners when it comes to making desserts. So I like to have British-inspired ones. No salt, yes, and no salt either. So for it to be authentically an ITIL dish, it has to have no salt in it either. Yes, thank you for that reminder. That was good. If you have any other questions, let me know. Let me just have a quick check on the gravy. See, it's coming along nicely. It's a shame you can't smell it. It smells wonderful. Give it a quick stir. Right. Yes. So, the people who, for everybody watching, are you mainly vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Just say vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, flexitarian, eat anything, Put your comments in the comment section. Let me know what is it your chosen diet at the moment. No judgment. Not going to call anybody out. What you eat is what you eat. We're all on our journey. So what are you? Are you vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, meat eater, flexitarian? Let me know. Vegan, plant-based. Okay, cool. Okay, so I see the comments are coming in now. Plant-based, yes, lots of plant-based ones coming in. Plant-based, cool. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I'm just getting my immersion blender for you. Right, what else? What else? Plant-based, pescatarian, okay, yes. Okay, thank you for sharing, yes. Keep them coming. Pesca vegan. That's not a thing, but anyway, no judgment. Whole food vegan with no processed items, just as fake cheese and burgers, okay. Plant-based vegan. Okay, yeah, so most people here are plant-based or on their way to something plant-based. No meat, no dairy, but honey as medicine. I am not vegetarian. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so there's some hybrid choices, which is good to know. So right, so that's been cooking down for about 10 minutes. I'm going to turn it down even further. So as you can see, it's got lots of chunks of vegetable in there. So what I want to do now is make it smoother. So plant-based, vegetarian, pescatarian, leaning towards vegetarian. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, it's going to be a little bit noisy. So I'm going to blend this so we have a nice smooth gravy. There was a request on YouTube for the recipe again. If you could share the link with them again, please, that would be great. Or the video, whichever you like. Okay, so there you go. That is our gravy. So you can see it still has some bits in it, but not as chunky as it was before. So you can, if you want to, keep going so you make it even smoother. But I like it with a little bit of, oh, thank you. Somebody said that looks yummy. I like it with a little bit of bits in it for color. Okay, let me just check. Plant-based, because I have honey and wear leather shoes. Okay. How do you stop it from splashing? You stop it from splashing by pushing it down into the liquid. What can you substitute for wheat flour? You can use chickpeas flour, or also nightshades, intolerant to peppers, tomatoes, and wheat. You can just use, oh, is this for the gravy? I'm assuming you can use other vegetables. So if you don't want to use the peppers, you can just leave them out. You can, you're allergic to tomatoes as well. You could just make it an onion gravy, I'm thinking instead. Yeah, I would do it that way. So just make it an onion gravy, and you can use corn flour if you're not intolerant to corn flour. So you could use the same recipe, but use just onions and corn flour. Okay, hope that is helpful. So now we're ready to build our dish. So let me get a plate ready. I like to make it look pretty. So as you can see, you're going to see with this dish, I try to make it look as eye-catching as possible. All right, let me just move all this stuff out the way so we can start. All right. Put our lights on. All right, so for this, I have a, hold on, move you along my workbench. Yeah. So I have what's here is called a charger plate, which goes underneath the regular dinner plate. I've got a white dinner plate here. As you can see, it's got like a little bit of a lip here. So just put it on there like that. The reason for the charger plate, it really elevates the whole presentation of the dish and makes it look really pretty. So always think of how you present the dish. It's about the flavors, but the presentation is key as well. All right, so we're just going to quickly warm these extra elements. And then I've got some little tongs for this, and I've got some fresh veg as well. So for this dish, it's got not just cooked elements, it's got some fresh uncooked elements as well to kind of give it a nice balance to the dish. Wow. And then if you're making this for Christmas Day, what I would recommend is kind of trying out elements of it beforehand if these has elements that you don't usually make. Okay. There we go. All right, that's our meatballs ready to come out of the oven. Okay, those are looking nice and golden brown. I'll show them to you. So those are the meatballs that have just come out of the oven. Looking nice and golden brown. Who inspires you most when it comes to cooking? When it comes to cooking, I'm really inspired by, I'm going to be really honest, I watch 1,000,001 different cooking programs. All kinds of cooking programs, even if it's not, I even watch barbecue shows because they use some seasonings and some cooking methods, steaming and so forth. I'm always fascinated by what people do when they're cooking. So I'm inspired by lots of different things. I don't have one source of inspiration. I think my most recent inspiration was from watching MasterChef Australia. I'm just blown away by some of the things that they make. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. Can you use chickpeas to make the meatballs? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So we're really ready to get the dish. Okay, we're going to start building the dish, as you say. Right. All right, so we're ready to go. So are you ready? I'm sure you are.
We're ready.
Yeah. Okay, so making sure I've got all my bits ready. Okay. For this, I need a gel. So now we're going to build the dish to make it look pretty. Yeah. All right. Okay, I've just seen another question come up. Have you noticed any personal benefits since becoming a vegan? Yes, I have, in terms of eating more. It's you know, you're more aware of eating more fresh fruits and vegetables. It does have health benefits. There is a lot of vegan junk food around, I must hasten to add, but it's about having a whole food plant-based diet, not just, okay, I'm going to be vegan, I'm going to have vegan burger and vegan chips deep fried in vegetable oil. No, it's about whole food, plant-based, eating lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. And going vegan makes you more aware of what you're eating as well, and I think that's the main benefit for me. All right, so let's build the dish. So we're going to start with a meatball. So I'm going to do it kind of like a clock. And when you're picking out the meatballs, you pick out your prettiest ones. And then add carrot, potato, and then some Brussels sprouts. I've got some mini Brussels sprouts here. And then I have, you can either grill the fresh cherry tomatoes or you can have them just fresh. Put them there and there. And then I've got some yellow cherry tomatoes. I'm going to put there because it's about making it colorful as well. Turn off that noise. There we go. And then you can kind of replicate it all the way around. And you can switch it up with the vegetables, but just be aware of the different colors that you're adding, because the more colorful it looks, the more appetizing it looks as well, as you can see. Yeah, just continue to build our dish. And just make sure you have a balance of the different colors and flavors as you go around. We need another carrot over here. Small green. Potato here. And this is a good one to do with kids. You can help them to build their own dish. So then now for the gravy, I'm going to put the gravy over each meatball. This is just for presentation. You can put some more on afterwards. There, onto each one. You don't want the dish to be dry. And then I'm going to finish it off with some pea shoots. Kind of string it all the way around. So you're kind of making it look like a Christmas wreath. That's the idea. So it looks festive. Yeah.
Someone mentioned that, Susan.
Say that again.
Someone mentioned that it looks like a festive wreath.
Yes, that is exactly what it's supposed to look like. And that's it. We have our vegan Christmas dinner. Ta-da!
Very, very nice, Susan. Thank you so much. It looks very nice.
Welcome. You're most
And I
welcome.
will be trying this out.
Okay, there is a video. I'm hoping Shirley or Sharon, you can share the link to the video of how to make this as well if you want to make it on my YouTube channel. As you see, it looks quite colorful and pretty as well. So it's about presentation, because I'm trying to move away from the vegan food doesn't taste nice, doesn't look good, it's boring. Oh, no, it's not. It's just about using your creativity. So yes, thank you very much. If we have any further questions, now is the time to come with any further questions you may have. Looks delicious. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. That's the aim, to make it look delicious and colorful. Yum. Okay. Nice, positive comments.
Someone did mention earlier as well, Samantha, that it's a good alternative to a nut-based.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of people, there are a significant number of people who don't like nuts, and there are some countries where nuts are really expensive. So that's why I thought if I move away from the nut things, and then it's a bit, I try to move away from the stereotype, I'm a vegan, so I have a nut roast for Christmas. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, you can always change it up. Very pretty dish and inexpensive. Absolutely, it's very inexpensive. So I like it to be able to suit all budgets and all, you know, pockets. But, you know, all kind of, so everybody, so it's achievable by all sorts of people. And you can switch it out for whatever you have, wherever you have in the world, wherever you are in the world. Yeah. So I'm sure in other countries where they've got other vegetables, it doesn't have to be exactly this. You might have something else that will be more appropriate. Well, nice. Okay, thank you.
And,
Yeah.
and if the viewers had to do that from scratch, Susan, how long will you think that will take them maximum if they do it from scratch?
I would say it would take them about 2 hours from scratch, because you still need to cook the potatoes. I mean, it depends what you're going to use, because some people may not want to use potatoes. They might want to use sweet potatoes or yam or dasheen or parsnip or whatever vegetable you have wherever you are. If you don't have certain ones of these vegetables wherever you are in the world, just match the color. So switch it out for another white root vegetable or another green vegetable that you can put on there. You know, there's so many, particularly if you're not in Europe and you're in a hot country, the fruit and veg you have is amazing, second to none. So use the color. It's amazing. And then the gravy is just so easy to make. It's, you know, you don't need to be you don't need to be Gordon Ramsay to make the gravy. Anybody can do that.
Yeah, and you can obviously add what you ever wanted to add to the gravy to maybe spice it up or whatever as well.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, colorful dish. I came in late, but now didn't know the balls were made. Looks yummy. Okay, and saving, easy to find ingredients. Okay, time saving and easy to find ingredients, and they've shared the link again. So yes, it saves a lot of time. It looks pretty, and obviously when you present the dish, I thought, you know, if you've got the charger plate underneath, it kind of elevates the dish as well. So let me show you the difference. So if you move the charger plate away, it still looks pretty, but it kind of elevates everything when you add the charger plate underneath. So for those for charger plates, I don't know where they are, but in the UK you can get them in the pound shop. So dollar stores usually have them. They're quite cheap to find, so then it's not an expensive thing to have. So yeah, so make your table look lovely as well, because I think it's the whole eating experience, I think, should be nice as well. Yes, so always think about how the dish is going to look and the whole eating experience. For the tomato sauce and sweet chili sauce, are they vegan or bought from the store? Can freeze the balls. Yes, you can freeze the balls. The tomato sauce and sweet chili sauce, yes, they are vegan, and I did buy them from the store, yes. You can make the sweet chili sauce. Some of my relatives in Jamaica make it, and they use pineapple and so forth to make it. So if you can make it, even better, but it depends on what your budget and time is like, and you know, what you're able to get done. So yes, you can freeze the balls. Yes, you can make the balls ahead of time and freeze them. Yes, definitely. If you make it ahead of time, I'd store the meatballs in the gravy, so it soaks up the gravy. If you want to. What tomato sauce? Where is it? It's just regular ketchup. That's all I've used. So regular ketchup. Can you just try and find the one that is the healthiest? Okay. So with the tomato sauce, the main thing is to look for is how much sugar is in it. Sometimes they put like glucose syrup and all kinds of junk in it. Just look for the healthiest one you can find. Always be an ingredient spy. Turn your item around when you're in the supermarket and have a look on the back. What's in this item? It was in the gravy. Okay, yes, the tomato sauce was in the gravy, if that's what you mean. Yes. So yes, so that is our Christmas dish. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope this year, by God's grace, you'll be able to make a similar dish. The challenge is to make this dish, share the photos in the where you usually share them. And if you make a dish similar, or you use this dish to inspire you to make something different, share with us as well, because it's all about learning and growing and inspiring each other as well. So yes, share the Christmas dish. And the other challenge I'd like is to, if you have got some food that you can share with somebody who needs some food, I would do that as well. Because I do a lot of stuff on social media, I'm a social media influencer, I get a lot of food, and I use this app called Olio, O-L-I-O. It's a food sharing app. And a lot of people who are struggling for food will go on that app and look for food. So I put it on the app, and they usually, they tell you who the closest to you. So I usually put the food on the food sharing app and share it. So always think about others who don't have as much. Think a bit more about sharing food as well. I know in the African continent, they are brilliant with that and sharing food, and in the Caribbean as well. I'm not saying we're bad at it in the UK, but I think we could do a little bit better. Okay, I think that's all the questions, unless there's any more. I love that share food challenge. Yes, share the food, share the food. You'd be surprised, because poverty looks different, hunger and poverty looks different in each country. So we have this stereotype in our head that if someone's hungry, they're lying on the floor with flies around them. It doesn't necessarily look like that. There's a lot of proud people who won't tell you, but if you offer them something, they will take it. So yeah, look out for those people who are the proud people who really need the food. But yeah, share some food. Okay. And that's it from me, unless there was anything else. Oh yeah, my cookbook. When you click on the link, it takes you to my website. My cookbook is on there. It's called Cooking with Kids. It's available anywhere in the world. It's a Seventh-day Adventist publisher, Stamford Press, so they will post it anywhere in the world. Just click the relevant link, and that's my cookbook. It's got lots of lovely, colourful, easy to follow recipes. And even if you haven't got any kids, I get a lot of people buying it because they're new to cooking vegan food. So they think, actually, I'll just buy a kid's book. I'm sure I'll be able to do the recipes. So feel free to bless yourself or someone else with a copy of the cookbook. There you go.
Wow.
What is the food share app? Let me put it in the link so you know. Olio. Yeah, there it's called. It's called Olio, Olio. I put it in there. I don't know. I know that Olio is in the UK. There's probably food sharing apps in different countries. So you'd have to look in your particular country for what food sharing apps they have. I'm sure they have them all over the place, or they just look for a food bank or, you know, a food distribution point, and yeah, bless them with some food. Okay, there you go.
Great. So people can contact you via your website, and any other resources where they can reach out to you?
Yes, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I'll just put it's Kirlew Sue's Kitchen. So yeah, so you can find me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok. I'm everywhere.
Pretty much covered them all.
Give me a follow, that would be great. So you can reach out and say, hi, I came to the cookery class, and that would be really great to know and hear. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on to our show today and giving us that recipe. It looks really good. So I'm sure the viewers are going to give that a try. Then looking at Charlene, looking at a challenge. Susanne, did you want to go over that again?
The challenge is to make the dish and share the photos wherever you are, or if you make a similar dish or it inspires you to make something else, share that. But in addition to that, it's to share some food that you may have with somebody who needs some food on a food sharing app or a food bank or food distribution point. Share some food for others, particularly this time of year when kids are off school. A lot of parents struggle because they're not getting the school meals and things like that. So yeah.
Brilliant. Good. Well, thank you very much for coming on today. It was really great.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes, good to have you.
Thank you,
Thank
Susan.
you, Kirlew Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you
was
so much.
really inspirational.
Thank you.
Just for you, sorry, Susan, I'm just going to say for those who are on YouTube, I think the link is in the chat, but it's Kirlew with the Kirly, in case people might spell it CU.
So you can purchase the book from my website, kirleysueskitchen.co.uk. Somebody's just asked, where can you purchase the book? So I'll just put it in.
Would you be happy to come on to TTI again?
Yes, of course.
Ah, that's great. That's great.
Yes, I've just put the link to my website. Yes, I'll be more than happy to come again. That would be fine. Obviously, it depends on the dates because I do a lot of stuff for TV and that takes up a lot of time. But depending on my availability, then yeah, I'll be more than happy to do so.
Brilliant. Good. Well, without further
I've not seen any more questions in YouTube.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it then from your side, Sharon and Charlene.
Yes, no more questions that I can see. And we just want to thank Susan tremendously for her dish. And also for the ideas, actually, that's going to be on her website as well. So there's other ideas that she has.
Yes, there's a nice dessert on there, Christmas dessert that I've done as well. So yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure we could handle the dessert today because I think a lot of people are quiet because they're all hungry now. They want to go off and make this food. So if we'd have had the dessert and the main course, well, I don't know, we'd struggle. But it's a good job that you got the book so that we can look back and see or look into it and find new recipes to add to our repertoire. Yeah, that's a good point. It's about having as many nice dishes in your repertoire. So yeah, definitely. So I always keep a folder with all the recipes that are my favorites. And that then turns into my cookbook. And thank you for answering my strange questions. Put quite a few
Oh
out
no,
there.
they weren't strange. That's fine. They were fine. No problem.
Well, thank you, Susan, once again. And what we'll do, Brent,
We're gonna
is that
go.
we'll say bye to our
Yes.
YouTube audience.
Should we?
And Shirley, if you reach out to me with the details for how I could get the price to Halami.
Okay, yes, I will do.
I'll do
I
that.
will. I think I got Halami's number. So I'll
Yeah.
send it over to you.
Yeah, and I'll get a price to her.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. So what she's actually going to win is a little goodie box of little vegan snacks. So that will be coming her way.
Oh.
Now everybody's expecting to win.
Yeah. I have her email address. Are you happy with that? To contact on email? Or would you like her phone number?
Email is fine. Yeah, either one. Whatever she's happy for you to share is fine.
Yeah, I've got her email address. I private messaged her, so I'll send that on to you guys.
Yeah, if Shirley could WhatsApp that to me, then that would be.
I'll send it to Shirley. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
Have you got a prize for the person that's known you the longest?
Now you're going to cause me problems because what's my surname? Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to pull rank. Yes, your prize, Sharon, is you get a big virtual hug.
So if anyone has got any more questions for Susan before she comes off, please say in the chat or say it physically now. You can unmute before we say goodbye. It's all quiet, Susan, so
Okay.
I guess no questions. I think you did it very well that there's no questions.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I like to make it clear and simple.
Yes, yes. It was simple to make, but delicious and nutritious as well.
Yes, yes.
Shereen, I'm logging in from Kenya where I'm enjoying my holiday.
Hi, Joshua.
Now-
Lucky.
Yes, I'm in Kenya. So I didn't get exactly what is the difference between vegetarian and vegan. Sorry for taking you back. So in another,
Yeah, I can explain. Shall I just quickly say? So a
Yes,
vegan is somebody who eats no meat, fish, dairy, eggs, or honey. And a vegetarian eats no meat and no fish. That's the difference.
yeah, thank you.
So the easiest way to remember what a vegan is, you don't eat nothing with a face or parents.
Okay, thanks.
Charlene,
Yes, Brent.
we've got Angela wanting a phone number to order the olive oil, or she can just email us, or what would you like? How would you like them to contact TTR to order that?
I'll put it in
I've
the chat.
messaged her privately.
Oh,
I've messaged her privately.
I received it
Okay,
in the chat.
okay,
just
Sharon.
now. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Perfect. Good. Well, thanks again, guys.
So to our YouTube audience, I'm not sure Susan has any final remarks before I say goodbye to YouTube. And then what we'll do after, we'll just meet and greet on the Zoom. I'm not sure if Susan has any final remarks before we say goodbye to them on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, have I got a final remark? You think? Yeah. So my final remark is what I usually say on my YouTube videos is eat good, eat clean, eat blessed. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.
Great stuff. Thank you, Susan. And it's bye from me, Charlene.
Cheers.
And anyone on the TTI team who wishes to unmute and say goodbye, everyone. Have a happy holiday. See you next
Yes.
year.